I'm Mackenzie Hughes, and I play on the PGA Tour. I'm from Canada originally, residing in Charlotte, North Carolina now. And yeah, I mean, sleep as a golfer, really as a human being, it's obviously super important. But I feel like as an athlete and a competitor, you have long days on the golf course, and you come home from long trips, you know, I was just gone for 3 weeks on the road, and when I come back, my sleep is really important to me to recover. I find actually it's tough to sleep on the road because you're always on a different mattress. So the one thing that you can sometimes rely on is you come home and you come home to like your mattress. You come home to like your perfect, scenario. So that's why I think it's important to get the right mattress. And so yeah, that's why I chose this mattress. And it's so personal, right? It's so personal, and you can certainly get on the wrong mattress and get almost no sleep and have a bad night's sleep, and all of a sudden you get up the next day and you're not ready to perform. So in my line of work, I need to be ready to go and deploy every day. So getting that recovery while I'm home is huge.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Like one fun question that we were kind of thinking about is what is like one of your favorite or a couple favorite tournaments that you plan and you look forward to every year? What would you say those are?
So the easiest one to go with is the Masters. I've played that. I played the Masters 4 times now, and it's a standalone tournament for me. From the par 3 contest to just driving down Magnolia Lane, the history of the golf course. There's so many things that when you walk on that property just feel different. So I think that one to me stands alone. Obviously, for me playing in Canada, right? I play in the Canadian Open, and that one's neat for us because as a Canadian golfer, we're kind of given a little bit of like a rock star treatment there, and a bit more fanfare and a little more media attention, which is kind of fun sometimes, and just cool to kind of play in that spotlight and to have a little added pressure and playing at home and playing in front of friends and family. To me, that's fun, and so those ones feel different as well. But I'd say probably those 2 right now probably stand out the most.
That's awesome. Do you have any big goals, or are you a goal setter as far as?
I mean, I am a goal setter, but I'm someone that would like set a goal and then kind of put it aside for a while. I have goals this year. My goal is to win again this year. I have a longer term goal of winning a major someday. I want to make East Lake this year, but those things they're kind of obvious to me, but like the less obvious stuff is like the stuff you gotta do every day, to get there, and I'm big on like doing those like really small things, right? So whether it be, eating well, getting good recovery, getting good, exercise workouts in, and then like I said, like part of that recovery is sleep. So getting quality sleep and doing those things right, which don't seem like big things in the grand scheme of things, but like you add up like good sleep, good nutrition, exercise, taking care of your mental health and the way you're thinking, and getting good quality family time away from the golf course where you can like recharge. Like those seem, again, sort of like they're away from golf, but they're tied to golf as well.
Yeah.
And they're also fairly easy to control, right? Like you can do those things, right? They don't require skill. Like to get down at 9:30 p.m. in a dark room on a good mattress and get sleep, like that doesn't require skill, but that requires you to have the discipline and the focus to go do it. And obviously, like there's more and more studies on sleep that come out and just continue to tell us how important it is. Like get 7 to 9 hours of really quality sleep, and your performance is going up. So I just think it's for me, there's goals, but the goals are more so like process oriented goals, like day to day, step by step things. Hey, can I do these things every day? If I do these things every day, I'm going to get to the end goal. So I think I look at it more that way than I do like, hey, I want to win this tournament, that tournament, you know, I want to make this much money on the course or get to this position in the FedEx Cup. Like those things to me are a byproduct of doing the little things right every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2
more questions. Excuse me. What is one of your favorite memories that you've had playing on the PGA Tour?
So obviously it's hard not to look at the wins. The wins, I've had 2 on the PGA Tour, and those are really, really cool. But what's funny is like the moments that really jump out to me, and they're not even wins, was just I've played 2 competitive rounds with Tiger, and the first one I remember it was just him and I at the Players, and we teed off Saturday morning, just the 2 of us, and again, we made the cut on the number, so it's Saturday morning, it's early. You don't really think, you know, like a normal Saturday morning on the PGA Tour, there's not many people out there. It's not quite busy yet. Well, I get to the first tee and it's slammed, right? And I'm like, oh, this is different. And then he got off to this incredible start. He was 6 under through 9. Then he went 8 through 12. And I was like, oh man, like this is getting out of hand. I mean, the crowd on the front 9 were insane. And by the back 9, when people had realized what was going on and they saw where he was at score-wise, it was like we were playing in our own arena. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. And I find myself like, you know, as a competitor, I'm out there for myself and I'm out there playing, but I'm also like, I'm a Tiger fan. I grew up being a Tiger fan. So I'm also kind of like, wow, this is really cool. And like, I'm kind of like, me the fans out there is also like, but also me the competitors out there, and it was weird to be like, wow, this is awesome, and then be like, oh wait, yeah, I gotta do my job too. So that's probably one of like the coolest memories I can think of. You know, when I think back on my career and, you know, 15, 20 years, like that'll be a memory that would be a core memory that'll stand out, I'm sure. And you know, to play competitively alongside, I think, the greatest player of all time. To me, that's pretty cool. So that one definitely stands out.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, last question. So you mentioned about sleep. We kind of talked about that. What is, you know, when you're back at home after being on the road, what does a kind of a day in the life look like for you? You know, from what time you wake up to kind of what you're planning to do through the day, and then when you go to bed and things like that.
Yeah. So when I get home, the days now look different than they used to. I mean, I've got 3 kids, so, you know, I'd say my day starts out pretty early. Kids get up early. Probably up by 6:30 at the latest. And so then you gotta get the kids ready for school. I'm usually doing one of the drop-offs. So either my oldest son at like 7:45, or my son and daughter go to a preschool at like 9. So I'll do one of those drop-offs. And then typically the routine is like, if I do a drop-off, I'll go practice after that. So I'll go over to Quail Hollow, practice, play maybe, but try and be done my work by like early afternoon. And if I'm done my work early, then I can go do the pickups after. So I'll do one of the pickups as well at the tail end. And then when I get home, you know, kids go down for a nap, or then my oldest son's awake, and so we'll do some activities or play around. And then you know, dinner comes around, kids are up, dinner, playing after dinner, bedtime routines, which usually take about an hour. And then once the kids are down by like 8:30, my wife and I then rally the house back together a little bit. We'll have our own 40 minutes of our own time, and then I'm usually lights out by 9:30, 10. So that'd be a pretty full day. You know, I probably work out in the morning, most mornings. So yeah, I try and do the best I can to balance all of it. Some days are harder than others with activities and stuff going on, but you know, when before kids, you get up and you practice and play as much as you wanted, and you'd go 9 to 5 basically, and you had nothing really to come back to, or to, you know, no pickups or anything like that. So it's different than it used to be for sure, but I think it's a great balance because I love having the family, having the routine, and you know, being with them. So it's definitely changed my priorities. Like I still work really hard at golf, and I care about it deeply, but I also know at the end of the day that, like, you know, my main focus is at home, and that's my biggest focus, is to be there for them. And you know, the golf stuff is obviously something I still chase and you know, am passionate about, but the kids have changed that for sure. So routines changed and priorities changed a little bit, but you know, I'm still determined to achieve some things on the golf course. But yeah, the kids have brought another layer into it for sure. So but it's been great.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you for all that, Mackenzie.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed getting to hear all that. And
yeah.